you're beaming like a proud father today. Great hire.
Well, I'm thrilled because he was my first recruit. He was still to this day remains one of my favorite players I ever coached. But he also, he brings the right skill set. This is just all about fit. There's probably other coaches out there that, have more experience at the collegiate level, obviously, and, maybe have more, experience, in the women's game. But when I looked at everything and our committee got together and said, okay, it's all about the fit. It's the culture here is so special that I think we wanted to make sure that we got somebody that understood that. We wanted somebody that we knew was going to work, very well with the men's coach. Those two have hit it off tremendously already. And, beyond anything else, he's a Penn Stater. I mean, that's, his wife's a Penn Stater, his dad's a Penn Stater, and the whole idea of the philosophy of the Icer family is in him, and I think that when he talked about, culture, building the culture, there is no doubt in my mind that he and Mo Strummel, who will be a part of the program, we still don't know exactly what role yet, but I know those guys are going to build the kind of a program that we're going to be proud of, that's going to have the right set of goals and values, and is going to be successful. They bring passion. Whatever else happens, they'll make up for anything else with their passion for both hockey and their passion for Penn State, and they both have tremendous work ethic. So those are the kinds of characteristics that were, and then again, during the interview process, the organization skills. I mean, the plan that he laid out in front of us was unbelievable. He came so totally prepared. It was obvious that not only had he thought about this, but it was detailed. And so, we know that it just felt right, and it's good to welcome back one of our own.
Also, the fact you talk about the details, what he did with the ACHA, I mean, it was just phenomenal, not only as a coach, but more so as an administrator.
Yeah, I think when I look back at that, my role in that was, I provided a spark to get the whole thing kind of started, and I was one of the presidents during the early formative storming type years. Josh was the right guy at the right time to come in and take an organization that needed to go from revolutionary to evolutionary, and he did that. He took it from 65, 70 teams to close to 400 teams, 2 divisions to 5 divisions, including 3 men's, 2 women's, and his administrative skills, his ability to get this, kind of just mismatch of players, coaches, schools, some funded well, some not, and get them all to work together and become a part of this. Thousands of kids will someday, hopefully understand how much they owe to him for having grown the program. And then when you look at what he did as a coach, everywhere he went, he built. And I still say, to anybody, two of my favorite memories as a coach are having him by my side in Italy when we coached at the World University Games. That was just an amazing experience, hard to describe what was going through our minds representing the country and being there in that special atmosphere. And the other one was when we were coaching against each other in the 2001 National Championship game. And there was a time in the first period where I looked down the bench to my right, he looked down the bench to his left. We were both getting ready to talk to a player, and we caught each other's eye, and we just smiled, gave that kind of respectful nod, and then we went about trying to beat one another. So,
and it worked out well for you.
It did, for us, but it was, we kind of jokingly, I would say to him, every now and then, did you take care of this? Did you take care of this? And he jokingly said to me one day, yes, Obi-Wan. So from that day on, I've been Obi-Wan, he's been Luke, and, it's his time. This is, I feel like the proud dad in a sense, and I'm feeling like we have put both the men's program and the women's programs in the hands of 2 people who are going to do it the Penn State way, and they're going to make us proud, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. His role as a prep school coach, especially the 2 years as a girls prep school coach, is going to be very important because of the recruiting. Obviously, the talent pool on the women's side is not as deep as men's, so it becomes vitally important. And that's where Mo's going to have a role, I would think, too.
Well, again, those two, I had them over my house the other night to talk about how we could all work together to keep the program heading in the right direction. And Mo has been phenomenal through this whole thing. He's been a real team player and, understanding. And that's why I think, his what he's meant to the program, and again, very much like Josh, very deep. Mo's a really bright guy, and he's very detail oriented. He did such a phenomenal job of recruiting this past year, preparing us. Josh was just thrilled at where Mo had put us in terms of the quality of kids that he's been in touch with and recruited, and so I think that. Again, we know how excited they are because they're jumping in a car and leaving and heading to Toronto for the prospects camp, showcase up there. And, I couldn't be happier. I think, we are putting together the team here that we think is going to, get things done and done in the right manner. And, we're gonna have a lot of fun doing this.
You said to me last night, not all you need to do is build the building, but obviously there's still a lot of work to be done between now and even the start of the upcoming season.
Yeah, it's interesting because in a sense we've gotten, we got the gift, we picked the architects, we picked the construction team. Now we have our men's coach. Now we have our women's coach. And you almost want to sit back and go, okay, well, those are all big hurdles. Well, those were milestones and they were important ones. But now it's when you got to roll up your sleeves. This is where the hard work begins now, because this is when we're really diving into the details of the arena, or we've got to put the pricing packages together for the ice rental costs, for the season tickets, for the suites, for the club seats, etc. It's where we've got to be on the road, building the interest in hockey in the state and in the surrounding states and with the alums. And we've already been doing that. Coach Godowski's been involved in that. Josh will do this in his sleep. He can talk about Penn State.
Well, he learned well.
Well, thanks. But I've been to Syracuse. I've been to Scranton. I've been to functions here locally. I'm going to be speaking at the Greater Allegheny Club pretty soon. We've got some stuff planned for Buffalo later this July, and so a lot of good things are happening. But again, we've got to find sponsors. We've got to get all of the little nuances. We've got to hire the rest of the staffs. Whether it's assistant coaches, directors of operations, equipment managers, staff assistants, video coaches. All that still has to be done, and but. Again, for a guy that's been around rinks the better part of 40 years, I always go back to my wife says she gets up and goes to work, I get up and go play. Yeah. And there's a lot of truth to that. And I'm thrilled that I never, who would have thunk it? I came back here 25 years ago, and I'm still around. They haven't been able to get rid of me, Steve.
We'll keep you around for a while. Joe, thanks a lot.
Thank you.